Ladies and gentlemen, the state of our state is fragile. The state of our world is fragile and faces increasing climate chaos. Your mandate as members of SSEC is the responsibility to balance the need for new energy facilities with the broad interests of the public. As part of this balancing process, you must take into account protection of environmental quality, the safety of energy facilities, and concern for energy availability. You have heard many hours of testimony from many experts from many sectors of our society, which must have persuaded you by now that this proposed facility is not advisable on many counts. But the responsibility that you as a council faces is much larger than the issue of just one energy facility. All living creatures are struggling to survive and to overcome the grave consequences of climate change. The challenge before us is enormous, but we do have a smorgasbord of solutions that offers renewable energy resources, sustainable jobs, and the promise of a vibrant, creative, new economy. Of necessity, we must be led by the ever-growing body of scientific information and innovation into wiser investments to create a far different energy future. I will reserve the balance of my comments and submit them. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Cottrell. Number 35R, Karen Penson.
My name is Karen Pensing, and I'm just an individual person who is alarmed by what I've read about the environmental impact statement and also by the testimony that occurred here last week, as well as today. I love living here, and I'm very concerned about the future of our area. But also, given the vagaries of aging, I was prepared to move. My daughter, several years ago, moved to Wenatchee, Washington, and she loves her job there and living there, and we've been visiting as much as we can. And she said to me one day, she said, "Don't worry, Mom, when you and Dad need help, I'll move back." And I told her, that's okay, if we need help, we'll move to you. But the last couple of years in Wenatchee, Washington have convinced me otherwise. As they've been surrounded by wildfires every summer, and she sent me pictures of the air, and I do have respiratory problems. And I realized that the concerns about climate change are here now. They're not for the future. We're dealing with them today. So I ask you, for the benefit of the people who live here now, for the benefit of the people throughout Washington State, for the benefit of the people in the world, that you will not allow money invested interest to cloud the truth. The information that I read in the environmental impact statement, I was prepared to talk about the Oregonian article as well as other information. I don't think that it represents an unbiased search for the truth. I think that it represents paid-for science. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pensing. Number 16N, Robert Taylor. Yes, we have number 17N speaking with Mr. Taylor. That would be Annabelle Salantier. Correct me on this. Salantier. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Annabelle Salantier, and I'm a 5th grader at Sunnyside Environmental School. I live in Northeast Portland. I am concerned about this oil terminal going because this is a huge danger to our environment. As an 11-year-old, I already have to think about future generations and the world that we're leaving behind for them. If we put in this oil terminal, we are putting our entire community at risk. If we import 380,000 barrels of crude oil, there will be at least 4 mile-long trains shipped to the terminal each day. When one of these is going through town, we could prevent fire trucks and ambulances from getting around them. This could be extremely dangerous to our community and even life-threatening at times. The DEIS needs to include how emergency vehicles have a way to get through. There's no way to ensure safety around the oil trains in the terminal. If there was an earthquake, the ground under the terminal is made of sand and silt and will fall into the ground a lot. The result would be disastrous. The terminal could probably explode. The DEIS needs to address earthquake safety and how it's going to be seismically sound. We may only be fifth graders, but we are here speaking for the children in this community, because this is our future state we care. This is climate change here and now. We have a choice to say no. I hope that you can stand up and say no to this terminal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Salatier. Mr. Taylor?
Hi, my name is Robert Taylor, and I go to Sunset Environmental School in Portland, Oregon. I believe that the impact on the animals is major, and you need to act before the real hazard comes. There are 18 to 20 trains moving along the gorge, and each one holds 70,000 to 90,000 barrels, which move across the gorge permanently. And even if one of those barrels tips or spills or explodes, that could cause major damage and pollute the gorge, even before it reaches the dams. What if there is a derailment? The whole train component should, and then the oil will spread. The oil will damage dams, destroy homes, and kill salmon. We are risking the lives of animals and people. We're rolling the dice and hoping to win just for some oil. Are we really going to risk everything for what?
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Number 36R, Jane Nikolai.
I'm Bill Nikolai.
Bill Nikolai.
James Martin.